Greetings and welcome to episode 5 of the Legendary Birds podcast. As per usual, I am your host, Pokey Z-Hack, and thank you all for being here. We got a great episode in store for you today, but as per usual, we got to cheers our latte. Today, just caramel, because I already had an eggnog latte with breakfast, so coffee number 2 just went a little lighter with it. That is great coming out of the Denver Broncos glass. What a big win for them this week. We won the bye week, and I want to try something new for the start of the episode. Let's open a pack of Phantasmal Flames. Let's make it tradition to rip a pack of Pokemon cards every episode of the Legendary Birds podcast. Phantasmal Flames, you know we want that Charizard SIR. We want it more than the gold card because that SIR is just legendary bird status, some would say. Got the Psychic Energy. I'm working this off of looking at my OBS here, so you guys got to bear with me. All right, let's straighten out here. Clock in, Pokey Z-Hack. Wigglytuff. Let's get back in frame for you guys. Come on. Massive hit here. Charizard SIR coming through. There's the first reverse. Pawmot. Come on. Nothing out of Phantasmal Flames just yet. Okay, we got the Gengar EX, dude. That's pretty cool. I know a lot of people are stoked for that Gengar, the SIR that's going to be in Ascended Heroes, and we're going to have to talk about Ascended Heroes eventually today. Let me know what you guys think of this Gengar card. It's pretty neat. I'll tell you what, the texture on these cards out of Phantasmal Flames, it's pretty sweet, dude. Modern Pokemon cards are nothing to scoff about whatsoever. As always, make sure you guys follow and subscribe with the channel. Make sure you stay in touch with me on all other social media platforms at PokeyZHack. It is the same everywhere, and you guys see the headline topic there on your screen. The first one in line, the market is crashing. You hear every video this week and last week, the market is crashing. Wait, no, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Everybody relax. Settle down, okay? Let's just take a deep breath collectively as a Pokemon community and understand that everything's going to be all right, okay? Things change from day to day in this community. You can look at TCG Player at the market every single day. Something will have gone up, something will have gone down. The market is not crashing. Stuff is beginning to correct here and there, but prices are still going up and down. A big shout out to one of my favorite PokeTubers, PokeBeard. Every Monday, Market Monday, and then every Friday, Falling Friday. His two main staple videos of his channel that so many people tune into. And of course, What If Wednesday? If it's a repeat question, put repeat question in the comments. Make sure you guys do that. But shout out to Tucker. He is awesome. Go follow and subscribe to his channel. But every single week, he is able to make those videos not because the market is crashing, not because the market is booming, but because it fluctuates. You guys overreact so much when the slightest thing happens. There can be a small price increase and it's like, oh, we got to sell, sell, sell. And then stuff drops $10 below where it was in the market last week, and it's an absolute full-blown panic attack. Here's the thing. It's a struggle for us to keep up with the Pokemon hobby right now. There are so many sets being released quicker and quicker, and the next new thing is being churned out. We're getting it. We're listing it for 3 times market price in pre-sales. We're selling it, and then we're going back to the next thing. We're hitting card shows every week, and one guy is pumping a certain card over on eBay and TCG Player, and then he's buying all the products, and then he's selling it for a higher price because he owns the market of that card. Everybody just relax. The Pokemon market, it did go a little bit crazy. There are more people getting into the hobby each and every day, and we're still continuing to see new people in this hobby, and then more casual people, scalpers, flippers, guys who don't have the patience to do what they were doing before, making a quick buck, battling with other people to get product. They're leaving the hobby. There are casuals who got in it for a quick little, scenario to try and see what it was like, all the hype around it. They're in, they're out. That's going to happen. There's going to be turnover. There's going to be hardcore collectors that stay in this hobby for forever. And that's just the fluctuation of what Pokemon is as the hobby. That's why we tell you, collect what you love. That's the easiest way to enjoy the hobby, is to continue to be doing and investing in stuff that you actually care about, so you're not caught holding the bag. You're not caught feeling crummy if certain stuff is going down that you were trying to invest in and flip, and this whole Pokemon thing is just a business to you. At heart, what Pokemon is, the market is going to fluctuate. It's going to go up and down. It's not crashing. I hate to say it to you guys, but stuff is correcting, and there are certain reasons why certain things are correcting in the Pokemon hobby, and that leads us in to segment number 2 of the Pokemon Pod here, or the Legendary Birds podcast with your host, PokeZHack. The Pokemon Center, we are seeing corrections with allocations, in my opinion. So I know that I have been upset with the Pokemon Center in recent history, specifically for their release of Phantasmal Flames. Phantasmal Flames was supposed to come out and did release a couple of weeks ago on a Friday. All the stuff in store happened. Target, Best Buy, Walmart, they all got their allocations. They got their ETBs, they got their sleeve boosters. But on the flip side, on release day, those of us who ordered from Pokemon Center itself were caught holding the bag. It took about a week for me to get my Phantasmal Flames product after release date. I'm a huge guy on release date. My brother and I, growing up, loved Call of Duty. Favorite video game of all time. You'll never change my heart with that. Love Call of Duty. Love the Call of Duty League. I still follow it competitively to this day. But my brother and I would go to the midnight release at GameStop for every single brand new Call of Duty. From COD 4 all the way until they stopped selling physical copies of Call of Duty and you just download it on your console or PC now. We would go to every midnight release, come home, plug it in, game all night, and our parents were cool enough to let us call out sick from school the next day so we could play the video game until like 4 in the morning, take a quick nap until 6 or 7 a.m., and then play the entire day. I love the lore of a release day. It gets me hyped up, and it gives me a sense of nostalgia from that story as a child. Pokemon Center killed my nostalgia factor with Phantasmal Flames. I worked on that Friday. I was so excited to come home to a package of 2 Pokemon Center ETBs and 2 booster bundles at my front door. It didn't happen. I didn't even get a confirmation that it was shipping until 5 days after the release date of Phantasmal Flames. That drove me crazy. I got over it because that's what I do. It eventually got to my house a week later, and all is healed in the world. That's all good and well, but with set after set after set coming from the Pokemon Center, it looks like they have corrected their allocations over the previous like 4 or 5 sets, because yesterday on Monday, the world, Twitter, everything lights on fire because Ascended Heroes ETBs are live over on Pokemon Center. This is something where my experience with Pokemon Center for the past like 4 or 5 releases have been great, other than Mega Evolution, because I was at work in a place with no cell service, so Mega Evolution base set was not good for me. Did not score anything from Pokemon Center, but shout out my wife Meg. She went to a vending machine the other day and found a Lucario ETB that she scooped up for me. So Meg, you are Legendary Bird status. But the Pokemon Center allocations have been improving over time. If you go all the way back to Black Bolt and White Flare, you were able to score product on Pokemon Center pre-release for a good 5 hours after the first notification went out that it was live. A lot of people had success with Mega Evolution base set. Phantasmal Flames was pretty easy to score yourself everything. If you wanted to wipe a clean slate and get a booster box, 2 booster bundles, and 2 Pokemon Center ETBs, you were able to do that with Phantasmal Flames with relative ease. Same sort of experience with Ascended Heroes up to this point. Yesterday, I was one of the first people in on the Pokemon Center website. I saw the notification on Twitter come through and go live, clicked it, got into queue. Within 10 or 15 minutes, I got in, and there was nothing there. I was like, what is going on? I'm first one in. I'm typing Ascended Heroes. I'm clicking a link that I found. Nothing is there. Then I get Air 17 from Pokemon Center kicked out, and I'm like, well, that's a super bummer. That stinks. And then I see people saying, just click your shopping cart and then go back to the homepage of Pokemon Center. Everything will be there. I didn't have the chance to do that, but I did hop back in the queue on Pokemon Center, waited for another hour and 15 minutes, and was still able to secure 2 Pokemon Center ETBs of Ascended Heroes. I don't understand seeing people complaining to Pokemon Center saying, oh, there's not enough product, you're not releasing enough, these scalpers, these bots. It was like 2 or 3 hours after the release of the Pokemon Center ETBs for Ascended Heroes that I was still able to score on them, get them in my cart, and plenty of people were going back, restarting in queue, and seeing that they were still available. It seems like the Pokemon Center for these drops have enough allocation, understand what they've needed to print to meet demand, and they're getting better and better at it. And that translates in today as well, while we're live streaming episode 5 here of the Legendary Birds podcast. Earlier today, I was filming more content for shorts and stuff like that, had my camera up, wasn't looking at notifications or anything, and then I go back after I finished recording everything and start looking at my phone, and I see booster bundles of Ascended Heroes still checking out on Pokemon Center, and I was like, what? Did I miss a drop? There were booster bundles? And the notification was 2 hours earlier that booster bundles were live. I got into the queue on Pokemon Center, had an 8-minute wait time, logged into Pokemon Center, and was still able to get 4 booster bundles if I wanted to. However, I did not. I stopped myself, I didn't have too much FOMO, and I restrained and collected Pokemon within my means. I didn't want to get 4 booster bundles at $115 after I had already put myself out there with the 2 ETBs the day before. But it was a possibility. 3 hours after the initial link went out for booster bundles for Ascended Heroes, they were still selling out on the Pokemon Center website. You don't even need to sign up and pay for a Discord. Just follow one of those Pokemon TCG updates and deals. I can't remember their exact handle. Follow them on Twitter. They post a link as soon as they see stuff going live for free on Twitter or wherever you follow, and it's pretty darn accurate every single time. On the initial release day, it is not hard to get your hands on pre-release items. Restocks and stuff like that come through on Target or in-person restocks, Target, Walmart, Pokemon vending machines, good luck with that. Finding a system of that, you're going to have to pay a Discord bot or pay off your local vendor to ask them when product comes in. I'm not saying that stuff is easy to be in the store and get stuff at Target, but when a new set's being released, we have all the information, guys. It's pretty much the same thing every time around from the Pokemon Center. When a new set, aka Phantasmal Flames, releases, the next set that had been announced already is probably going to drop their pre-release within a week after we receive the most recent Pokemon set. It's a pretty surefire method to understand that they're coming one after another, and it's not that challenging to be able to get product nowadays. All you have to do is be there when the tweet goes out, when the link is out, and you should be able to secure the latest set from the Pokemon Center when the drop goes live. With that being said, I'm going to skip over where I have Ascended Heroes there on the timeline of topics, and we're going to talk about too many Pokemon sets. It's starting to feel a little bit crazy. These sets are coming one after another, and it's extremely hard to keep up with. Like I said, my Phantasmal Flames was a week delayed of having it delivered to my house, and it's already a pre-sale, pre-release for the next set, Ascended Heroes. I know that that's not coming out until, and the staggered start is a little bit interesting as well, but that's not coming out till January 30th, I believe, is release day. We get certain products, and then the ETBs come out in February, and then booster bundles come out later in like March or April, one of those things. But the sets are just churning out one after another, and it's getting hard to be able to just relax and enjoy a particular set as it comes out because we have to be ready for the next one. It was really hard for me to even pre-order the 2 ETBs of Ascended Heroes because we don't have the full set revealed. I would love if we were somehow able to see every artwork, every secret rare from a set before it actually gets released, because I know the cover boy is going to be Dragonite for this, and I know on pack arts we've seen Charizard, Lucario, Mewtwo, Pikachu, and we know all those Pokemon are most likely going to be highlighted in this set, as well as that Gengar SIR that we saw being put into this set, Ascended Heroes, or Mega Dream for the Japanese version. But I want to see everything, because I've mentioned before that Gengar card, the SIR, it's not my favorite artwork. It's cool if you're a Gengar fan, cool if you're a Gengar collector, but it's not my favorite SIR in the whole world. If I pull one of them, I'm going to trade it for 10 Zapdos cards at a card show. Or I'm going to get some sealed product, but it's not something that I'm going to care to keep in my personal collection. It would be a great method if we were able to know every secret rare that is out in Ascended Heroes and get the entire set released to us. Then from that point, the pre-orders go live on Pokemon Center, so you can make a decision if you want to go all in on a set. I know that this is a quote-unquote special set, so there's no booster boxes, but if we had the entire artwork released to us of every single card, that would be great. So you would be knowing that you want to pull the trigger on the booster bundles, the booster box, and the ETBs as well. Right now, we're just taking a shot in the dark, and that's why I didn't get the 4 booster bundles today when they dropped on Pokemon Center, because I was like, I already got the 2 PC ETBs, and I'm just going to settle down there, because what if the Mega Dragonair or Dragonite, whatever it's going to be featured, is kind of derpy and not a cool card that I don't really like? Then I don't want to be fully invested in this set if there's not artworks that I actually care about being in there, bro. What up, Not Your Average Angler, as well as Witness Live X? Witness said he had no restraint with the Ascended Heroes. Make sure you guys pop into the chat if you're here watching this live. Put questions in. We'll do a live Q&A at the end of the episode when I get through everything. I'm trying to talk to you guys through the camera, so not fully immersed in reading chat, but I'll be there kind of floating my eyes back and forth. Let me know what you guys think about having the entire set released with the artwork. I don't think it's something that's ever going to happen because Pokemon Center has been religiously doing stuff in the same pattern for a very long time, where we basically get the leaks from PokeBeach or whoever it may be that's giving us our information for the set, and then the previous set comes out, gets released, gets shipped, gets put in all the big box retailers, and then we end up getting news of the next set, the pre-release happens, then it starts to float in what all the artworks and cards are for everything. I just think it'd be a better system if we were able to see everything. We do, however, know all the products for Ascended Heroes, and for that, we're going to bring you guys over to the web, and we will talk about everything that we know. As per usual, shout out to PokeBeach. You are the king of all information in the Pokemon scene. Great articles. You are the one who gets the leaks. You're there first. Water Pokemon Master, aka John. You are legendary bird status. I'm going to say that every single episode. Ascended Heroes, everybody has been freaking out and calling it the next prismatic evolutions. If you look at all the details here, first products hit the market on January 30th. 290 plus cards out of this set. I know Black Bolt and White Flare was a double set, so that one's crazy with an illustration rare or better for every single Pokemon, but this is going to be nuts. Remember, we didn't get illustration rares for Prismatic Evolutions because those were replaced with Pokeballs and Master Balls. 33 illustration rare Pokemon, 14 ultra rare Mega Evolution Pokemon or Pokemon EX and Trainer cards, as well as 22 SIRs of Mega Evolution Pokemon supporter cards, trainers, you name it. That is absurd. A clean 55 secret rares plus these 7 Mega Attack rare Mega Evolution Pokemon. There's going to be so much to pull from this set. I don't necessarily think that pull rates are going to be as astronomically bad as Prismatic Evolutions was, but pulling a particular card that you want, if you only want that Gengar SIR, or if you only want the Dragonite SIR specifically, I mean, 22 other SIRs plus an additional 33 illustration rares, it's going to be really hard for you to specifically pull that hit that you want, and those packs are going to be opened frequently if you think you're going to pull that, or just like everybody else I see on social media, it seems like they're pulling the Charizard SIR in bunches from Phantasmal Flames. I have yet to see that. We saw at the beginning of the podcast when we ripped a pack. We got the Mega Gengar EX. Let's see it. Let's pull it out. Let's show you guys on the camera. We pulled that guy to start the podcast, but yeah, no Charizard for me. And that is my one card that I want from Phantasmal Flames for the nostalgia. Everything that we see here for the release date, thanks to Water Pokemon Master again, January 30th, we will get 2 Ascended Hero booster packs and the promo card with the Larry coin, which is kind of sick. Larry is such a bot in Scarlet and Violet, if you guys played the video games. When you're going through the final gym challenge at the Area Zero underpaths, I mean, I got through it with like 2 revives and just dominated everybody. I might just be the GOAT, but, you know, Larry is just, he was my easiest battle for sure. Apart from that, we get those tech sticker collections with the Gengar and the Charizard Y, or Mega Charizard Y rather. And it looks like 3 booster packs come with that. Then the big one here, I've heard mixed reviews and a lot of controversy on this ETB art. Personally, I'm a sucker for blue and purple. You guys know that those are my favorite colors, and I love the cartoony look. Dragonite, I know, is my brother's favorite Pokemon, or at least one of his favorite Pokemon. He's the cover boy of this set. That's going to make him stoked. I love the little bubble letters and the arch that we have on him with the Mega Evolution Ascended Heroes text on the ETB. And I honestly love the cartoonish look. It's like a little splatter art, kind of Cosmo paintball-y look with the outline of the Dragonite and then the blue and the purple with the yellow accent color. I think it's pretty sick. It's probably one of my favorite ETBs. I think that the Lucario one was more like hardcore from base set. Honestly, Pokemon Center hasn't missed with the past 3 ETBs. Like Phantasmal Flames, Mega Evolution Base, and now this, I've loved all of them. But for those of you new to Pokemon and just joining in to the Legendary Birds pod, you know a Pokemon Center ETB, if you were able to score on the pre-order, you get your 11 packs of Ascended Heroes, your energy cards, your dividers, your sleeve, your Dragonite coin, some dice, and then the Zekrom promo. We will pull that up. Oh, come on. Can we get a zoom on this? All right. I think we got enough of a zoom there. It's a little bit blurry, but the end Zekrom. So this kind of plays back to, I guess, Black and White. You get the Zekrom Reshiram. Journey Together, it was kind of present. So we're getting big ups with Reshiram and Zekrom and kind of some of those Gen 5 Pokemon. Let me know in the comments if you guys are super into those. I was never a big fan of Gen 5. When I returned to the hobby, it was kind of like I left before Gen 5. It was like a Gen 3. I left the hobby as a kid, kind of young adult, and then returned recently with Scarlet and Violet. That's what got me back into the hobby. Bought a Switch, played Pokemon Violet, absolutely dominated, and then now here we are. So let me know if you like N getting the spotlight with Reshiram Zekrom. The promo, it kind of, I don't know, it throws me off a little bit. Like if this is a set that highlights, you know, Dragonite, and we saw all of the regular cards in there. Let's go over and tab over really quick to the Mega Dream set, and we can look at the commons and uncommons and kind of understand what we're highlighting. I know we don't necessarily need to highlight Lucario. He's in this set, and he's probably going to have some sweet cards, but he already kind of got a spotlight and a secret rare for Mega Evolution base set. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like we just had Zekrom, Reshiram. They got spotlighted with Black Bolt and White Flare that wasn't too long ago. And we're getting yet another Reshiram and Zekrom card in here. Oh, no. Not the Yanmega. No! No, you can't keep putting Yanmega in these sets. I swear, throughout Destined Rivals, I pulled at least 15 of these Yanmega EXs. I don't want to see that card again. Let's get back to the Ascended Heroes product release here real quick. Tins also coming out, and these ones release February 20th, and that's on the same day that the ETB comes out. And then, let's see, we get poster collections as well. These are sweet, too. These are the, I believe, the 7, like, Mega Attack cards that have kind of that Mega Brave, Mega Symphonia vibe to them with the Lucario, the Gardevoir. These are cool. This buys in... Oh, sweet, dude. You get a poster, too, out of there? That's a nice poster collection. But this feeds into the cartoony style that the ETB has as well. Like, I really like this theme that we're seeing from Ascended Heroes. I'm kind of excited for this set now. I want to see all of the secret rares that are released, but we get that, and then you have to wait till April 24th to get the actual booster bundles, which, like I said to you guys already, I sat out on those in the release. Then we get the Mega Charizard Y EX, and then obviously the Gengar SIR that we all knew was going to be a part of this already. The 2 sets that feed into it are the Start Deck 100 Battle Collection as well as Mega Dream. We'll see once we know all of the secret rares, once those go live, probably about a month before. I think it's typically when the Japanese sets get released. But we do have some releases of the full mainline set and some secret rares from Ascended Heroes. So let's take a look at those guys real quick. We continue to scroll down. You can see some of these newer cards, the Dragonair Dratini, obviously into that Dragonite Evolution line. And then we see some secret rares. I know a lot of people have been sick of seeing Psyduck. Like, not too long ago, Destined Rival. So, 151, we got a Psyduck SIR, or illustration rare rather, that I actually pulled on my fantasy football draft day back in August. It has a print line at the text. Like, where the text is up here, there's a print line that just gashes through Psyduck. Otherwise, that thing would be a PSA 10 and I'd be a millionaire. But it's unfortunate. Then we get a Psyduck card out of Destined Rivals, and we have another one here in Ascended Heroes. It's pretty cool. You get the realistic water look and Psyduck just chilling, but I know a lot of people are kind of sick of Psyduck. We already know the N Zekrom with the promo card out of the ETB itself from Pokemon Center. I do like the Spiritomb, I believe is what we got here, and it's Cynthia, so another one of those trainer card Pokemon combos. This is a nice leak that we end up getting. This one's just going to be an illustration rare. I think it looks pretty cool. It's like a half and half trainer plus Pokemon that takes up the art. We already knew about the Dreepy and the Darkloak. We saw these kind of blocked out color wave illustration rares. Those ones were released not too far ago, and then these are your attack cards with the Mega Brave Lucario, Mega Symphonia Gardevoir, the Inferno X Charizard, and then the SIR Gengar, which you all know my opinion of it, not my favorite SIR. I pull it, I'm trading it, and then we have Marnie's Grimmsnarl as well. Back to the trainer cards, I still think some of these, like, if we're going to continue to do these throughout the Mega Evolution era, I guess we can buy into it, but what was wrong with having these artworks ready to rock and roll with Journey Together? Like, Journey Together is a pretty cool set, but it was, like, said to be focused around trainers. How sick would it have been if we put all these trainer cards in Journey Together and we centered it on that? I don't know. It's just kind of my opinion. But that's everything that we get for Ascended Heroes, so I think that it's going to be a pretty cool set. 290 cards. We will see what the highlight Pokemon are for all of the secret rares, and that can kind of shift us back and forth with what we like or don't like from this set, and if we actually get winner illustration rares and special illustration rares. But then Pokemon Center, they are just hitting us hard in the wallets because we already know that there's a rumored Rayquaza. Yes, Rayquaza. I know it's pronounced Rayquaza. But there's going to be a rumored Mega Rayquaza set. That's going to go nuts. That's probably my second favorite legendary. We all know Zapdos, number one on our hearts, number one of all time. Like, come on. We got the PSA 10 Zapdos SIR from 151. Like, this guy is the GOAT. And we're doing the Legendary Birds podcast right now. But behind Zapdos, second favorite legendary, gotta be between Rayquaza and Kyogre. And I'm always going to call him Rayquaza because that's what I did as a kid. You correct me all you want. I'm never going to change my ways because I'm stubborn. Maybe I'll appease you guys every once in a while. But if we actually get a Mega Rayquaza set, it's going to go nuts. So we are one after another with all of these Mega Evolution set. And this is going to be a smaller era too. Because as we know, Gen 10 is just around the corner. Legends Zaha, dude, or Legends ZA, is just kind of a carryover game. There was not a new generation of Pokemon in there like we had with Scarlet and Violet. It was like a Legends Arceus type game where it was a carryover until we got to the next one. So Scarlet and Violet, Gen 9 centered around Gen 9, but Legends ZA was kind of a mixed bridge game, and we're still going to get the Gen 10 Pokemon released as well as a Gen 10 game, hopefully coming later this year or next year. Not this year, we're already at the end of 2025. 2026, late 2026, at least an announcement, hopefully the Gen 10 Pokemon in game. So I believe that Mega Evolution is going to span that time until Gen 10 happens, and then it's going to go nuts. So for Mega Evolution being a smaller block in a Pokemon era and holding its own, it's done pretty good work so far, but I'm super stoked to see what Gen 10 has to offer because I love Gen 9 Pokemon. Like Quaxley, that's my dog. I'm super excited to get some fresh new Pokemon in the 10th generation. Last thing with Ascended Heroes, let's get back to the webpage. I forgot about this. If this Mega Lucario leak is actually real, shout out to Pokeperk on Instagram. If this card is real in Ascended Heroes, this is my chase card. Like, you can throw the Gengar out the window, throw the Dragonite out the window. Lucario, him and Snake were my guys when I played Super Smash Bros. So Lucario holds a special place in my heart. And I'm telling you, if this card is real, he looks like a superhero / vigilante here going to save the night. Like, this is legendary if this card is real. Sometimes these leaks have been true and confirmed. Sometimes it has just been fan art that's like, that would have been dope, but it's not actually real. If this Mega Lucario is for real, then I'm going to regret not buying the 4 booster bundles of Ascended Heroes today because you're going to need to open a lot of packs to pull this thing, and that might be the most valuable card in the set. I know the Dragonite that we have, the Dragonite V, That card is berserk and like $500 to $900 raw PSA 10. I can't remember, but that card is absolutely legendary. Let's look it up. Dragonite V full art. Yeah, $385 for it raw. How you doing? $907 for the PSA 10. So that card is nuts right now, so I could see the Dragonite going nuts from Ascended Heroes. But if that Mega Lucario is for real, that thing is going to be my #1 card that I'm after. Taco TTV hops into the chat and says, just the Umbreon V alt art copy. Not entirely sure. It could be, because we have seen that. I know exactly what you're talking about. The one with the Umbreon, the Moonbreon, right? Moonbreon, where it's on the stairs. Let's see. No. Let's see. Yeah, this guy right here. The V alt art. I think this is the one that Taco TTV in the chat is referring to. It looks similar, if that's what you're talking about, Taco, with just, I guess, a little bit of the background change. Instead of just stair steps into the house, you kind of have the night sky with the buildings, a little bit of scaffolding, and Lucario looking all menacing and vigilante down at you. That's a good eye from you. That's a good pull, where it could just be a fan art that's kind of ripping this off. But sometimes these French leaks or the Italian leaks, I don't know exactly which one it is. Yeah, French right here. Sometimes the French leaks have hit. Sometimes they have just been the fan art. So we don't entirely know what it's going to be. We're just going to have... The worst thing is that we just have to wait and see. You just have to hang on and wait until the actual secret rare list comes out from Ascended Heroes. Yeah, Alex, I know that a lot of us are saying that it's fan art, and a lot of people have said it, but I do know, I forget which card particularly, but there was one leaked from one of these French sites that actually ended up being true. I think it was in Mega Evolution base set. So that's everything we have with Ascended Heroes. And then Water Pokemon Master, aka Pokebeach, aka John, whoever you want to call him, dropped an absolute nuke on us today. I know a lot of you guys have said this. I'm going to look you in the eyes, and what we talked about at the beginning of the podcast. The market is crashing. The Pokemon market is crashing. Sell everything. Get out of the hobby. Yeah, for those of you who don't remember, we have the 30th anniversary coming up. And Water Pokemon Master lets us know today, we have discovered a new trademark for Celebration Collection that has been filed by Pokemon Japan. The name is in full English, and it's under the same terms as trademarks used for set names in the past. So, Celebration Collection, here we come for the 30-year anniversary of Pokemon. What are we going to get? Are we going to have these crazy base set stamps, and are we going to get them with full art and illustration rares now, is my question. Imagine, I did see a fan art of that, of a mock-up of this Charizard as a special illustration rare. Like, exact same artwork with a Celebration 30 stamp, but it just takes up the whole card. Come on. That there would be what we call legendary bird status. Yo! What do we got here? Taco has just subscribed to the channel. Thank you, Taco. We appreciate you. If that's for real, and we get full arts, illustration rares, special illustration rares of some of these artworks from base set 2, fossil, jungle, whatever it may be, and those bleed into the 30-year anniversary, Pokemon hobby is not dying anytime soon. So we continue to read this article. I know you guys can read yourselves, but I don't know if I'm zoomed in enough, so I'm just going to be your narrator for this. Back in 2021, Pokemon released Celebrations to honor the TCG's 25th anniversary, originally released in October 1996. It featured legendary cards from the past, such as Charizard and Blastoise. Could Celebration Collection be a 30th year anniversary set that also reprints a selection of these cards? At this stage, as John says best, it's only speculation. We have no idea what's going to happen, if this is going to come before Gen 10. I think it's probably going to. So to celebrate an anniversary, typically Pokemon Center feeds into the nostalgia of the hobby, and I can almost guarantee that this will be bringing old collectors who have not been in the hobby, even though it's booming like crazy right now, back into it. Like, just like a bunch of us when we saw 151 come out, got back into the hobby because that's our childhood, that's our nostalgia as 90s kids of all of the original 151 Pokemon having a set. That's what certainly got me back into it, seeing 151. It's going to do the same thing with a bunch of people for the 30th anniversary. This is going to go nuts. It's going to make a lot of people either rejoin the hobby, stay in the hobby, and stuff is going to be hard to come by at retail stores, but hopefully the Pokemon Center, the pre-releases and pre-sales go as smoothly as they have. So I know I talked about the Mega Rayquaza. Oh no. You guys got me switching ways. I said it correctly. The Mega Rayquaza set. I know we have leaks of it, but this is what John gives us of Japan's upcoming TCG schedule. So November 28th is when Mega Dream comes out. So we will start to see the cards that are actually going to be in Ascended Heroes because we get that Mega Dragonite EX, so we'll see what the SIR is there. Then December 19th, the other set that feeds into Ascended Heroes, Start Deck 100 Battle Collection. We'll see the rest of the Secret Rares for Ascended Heroes. And then on January 23rd, we get a bunch more with Mega Gallade, the EX Special Set, as well as Munaki's Zero featuring the Mega Zygarde. So those are two to look forward to. And then all the way in March, while product is still going to be scattered and releasing from Ascended Heroes, Ninja Spinner featuring Mega Greninja. I know that last Greninja SIR got pumped super hard. Could we see another set where the Greninja is even cooler on the artwork? And then this is the trademark that we've most recently seen that a lot of us are hyped for because we go back to Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Obviously, you get Groudon, Kyogre, and Rayquaza. This one could be a Mega Rayquaza set. We don't have the date for Storm Emeralda. I think that's how we're pronouncing it nowadays. But if this is indeed a Mega Rayquaza set, that's going to go nuts. And then the Mega Darkrai, or if it's just a regular Darkrai for the next set, followed up by the 30th year anniversary celebration, the hobby's not dying anytime soon. We're not going anywhere. We're going to look at chat real quick. Bono, if they make like a Charizard SIR of the base set, that would be insane. Yeah, I mean, we look at the Phantasmal card right now, and that one is absolutely going through the roof. This is a reminder to you guys. I talked about it in the last episode, but don't have FOMO. Like when a set releases, like there are pre-sales already of Ascended Heroes ETBs for $299. Don't buy them. Like they're going to drop way cheaper of that when ETBs hit the shelves. Same things with the singles. Like Phantasmal Flames, smaller set. The Charizard SIR was like $300 to $500 to $900 on some sites when it released. And people were paying that. Now look at it. It's dropping down. It's approaching where stuff usually settles for the best card in a set, SIR at like $250. Don't pay for anything right away. Like, settle down with that. But that, if we get this Charizard as an illustration rare or SIR with a stamp for 30th year, it's going to be $1,000 pre-sale on pre-release. No question about it. Don't pay that. Don't buy it. You went to the phone to PC and you were logged on to the other user, but still Taco. Okay, so we got multiple accounts here coming in to watch the stream of the Legendary Birds pod. 30th year anniversary, I'm expecting great stuff from Pokemon Center. That's the thing. Like, modern artworks and everything that's happened, you can argue vintage, nostalgia, everything you love as a kid, those yellow borders, the artworks that you have. It's crazy what these illustrators and creators are doing for the Pokemon Company now with illustration rares. Even the full arts are nuts. Like, I got the Mega Venusaur EX out of Mega Evolution base set. That thing looks like an SIR. Like the texture on it, the size of it, the double feature of Pokemon. The only thing that doesn't make it the SIR is just how it's just kind of like the two-dimensional look rather than the full intricate artwork. But these modern day illustrations of full arts, EXs, double rares, hyper rares, the gold cards, illustration rares, and special illustration rares are nuts. Like, this stuff is going to go down in history. When we get like 50th year anniversary, we're going to be looking back at what's going on now with Mega Evolution and just like, dude, holy cow, look at the art then versus now. But the full arts have changed the game. Like, modern day, from kind of the Sword and Shield era, even the tag team stuff, from Sun and Moon into Scarlet and Violet and Mega Evolution, taking up the artwork on the full card with illustration rares, special illustration rares, VMAXs, it has changed the game of Pokemon cards and the value of everything that we have and what we see. This is the Celebration collection. We got the trademark released. Now it is time to hop into everybody's favorite segment of the week. Let's do it. It is time for the Team Rocket Grunt of the Week, and we head over to Instagram. Shout out to Halal Trainer for this one. You guys, listen, I'm going to tell you right now, forewarning, if you're young, if you're a kid, we don't promote violence here. Violence is not good. Viewer discretion is advised if you are watching the Legendary Birds podcast. We try to pertain to everyone in our audience, both young and adults, but this is your Team Rocket Grunt of the Week. I mean, let's just watch this.
Stop fighting, it's just Pokemon cards.
It's just Pokemon cards.
Break it up. It's Pokemon, it's Pokemon. Hey.
Look at this, dude. We're throwing hands. Look at it. We got that guy in a rear naked choke, guillotine, then we get a butt crack over here.
Stop
And people, what are we doing? So we are doing this for the Prismatic Evolutions 2-pack of ETBs at Costco. Look at that! We're throwing uppercuts in the garage at Costco! Clock in, guys! What are we doing? And then you get arrested. Have fun. You are going in... You are going in for a Limit 2 Prismatic Evolution bundle from Costco, and you threw hands and got arrested for it. What are we doing? What are we doing as the hobby? Lefts and rights, you gotta catch them all. Chat, you guys are going crazy. What are we doing here? Like, we need to relax as adults. Like, there were limits on it. This is something that we saw. I'm not condoning any of this, but this is something that we saw back in the day when there were no limits and you would have a scalper clearing out a vending machine, spending $4 grand on their entire credit card to get every ETB, every booster bundle, every booster box, every single pack, and just loading up a cart at Fry's or Kroger. Or at Walmart up until recently with no limits on stuff, wiping out every tin, every ETB, every sleeved booster. That's when someone comes up and is like, dude, let me just get one ETB, and then the scalper's like strong-arming you, pushing you away, and then people have testosterone, tempers flare, and then they start fighting. That's the one thing. I have never seen a female in the Pokemon hobby throw hands. Let me know in the comments if you guys have. But this is just full-fledged testosterone idiotic men just fighting to get some Pokemon cards in a bundle from Costco, Limit 2 for Prismatic ETBs, and you're going to go try and resell them for $113. You're going to jail for $113. Let's use our heads. Let's clock in here. What are we doing? Like, if you're getting that infuriated and fighting and throwing hands, I don't know what the context is of this. I don't know if someone tried to cut in line, someone was talking smack saying, yo, you're a scalper, no, I'm not, you're a scalper, no, I'm not, and then they just start going at it. I have no idea what the context is, but there's nothing that could happen to make you fight over Pokemon cards. Like, unless someone said something really egregious, profanity or a slur or something like that, there is no reason to be throwing hands over Pokemon cards. These guys, 1000%, get crowned the award of our Team Rocket Grunt of the Week. They can come claim the reward once they get out of jail and make bail. It baffles me. It really mind boggles me that dudes are throwing hands over Pokemon cards. You see, it's literally like Groundhog's Day. You see it once a week, people fighting over Pokemon cards. We see it at card shows, we see it at restocks, we see it at vending machines. Dudes are throwing hands, we're wrestling, we're putting each other in rear naked chokes over Pokemon cards. Can we enjoy the hobby for what it's worth? Like, just enjoy it for the artwork and getting stuff. And like, there were people in line, I didn't watch the whole video, but you go onto it, and when this guy, shout out Halal Trainer, is his tag on Instagram, when he comes out of the Costco, he looks at the line and it's wrapping all the way around the building, and there's innocent people just trying to get their Limit 2 Prismatic bundles. They're literally just trying to get it, rip it for themselves, rip it with their kids, whatever it may be. And these guys, the funny thing is, these guys are running on no sleep and white Monster energy drinks too, because they're at like the front of the line here. They're at the front of the line, losing sleep over Limit 2 Prismatic, and they get to the point where they're throwing hands over Pokemon cards. If I ever get to the point where I'm fist fighting somebody over Pokemon cards, someone come check me and be like, yo, Pokey Z-Hack, you gotta relax, dude. Like, let's pull back and think and see what we're doing here and what the reasoning is for everything that's going on. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let me know in the comments, guys, in the chat right here as we're doing this live Q&A. Let me know if you guys have anything in the chat. We're going to keep the podcast rolling for probably another 5 minutes or so. We're 56 minutes into recording. I know I let it go on the stream starting screen, so some of you guys could trickle in here. But let me know if you guys have any questions you want me to answer, if you want to have any topics that you want me to address. Let me reshuffle the pack that we opened at the beginning of the stream in case you guys missed it, and I can kind of do a little repoll of everything for you. Common, uncommon, rare. That's a common. This trainer would come right here. This way we can give you guys the kind of live reveal. So if you missed it at the beginning of the podcast when we were going through the pack, look at this. I can't hold this thing straight, dude. I'm struggling. So we had our basic. I'm going to try and practice. So I saw someone doing this, pulling it sideways. Okay, it's in the middle finger. Wigglytuff, Snubblue, Ice Cream. Another one. The Mega Absol is sick from Mega Evolutions. Then we got Pawmot Reverse. I've kind of started to like Pawmot a little bit more too as a electric type lover. This guy, and then we had the Mega Gengar EX to round everything off. So that was our Phantasmal Flames opening at the beginning of the podcast. Let me go give you guys also, let me hit you with a quick room tour to end the podcast here, because I spent like 2.5, 3 hours cleaning today. Check this out. Let's see if we can get everything out in one piece and do a little IRL live stream. Okay, we got the tripod off of the PC. So we bring you over into the corner. We got set back up here. We dusted the shelves, got all the ETBs organized. Let me know if I should organize the ETBs differently. I wanted to put like the stuff I like in all my PC ETBs up top so you guys could see it during the podcast and everything. So we got the Double Phantasmal, the Destined Rivals, and then a Prismatic Evolutions PC ETB. 3,440 subscribers. Oh! Whoa! The tripod came unlocked. We're alive though, guys. Made it out alive. Shout out to all of you for subbing over on YouTube. You guys are legendary bird status. But let me know if I should reorganize everything. We got the Atlanta Face Scuff controller up on the Pokeball Pinata too. So we're going to settle down before I drop the camera and hurt myself and put it back at the setup here. Set this sucker down here. Okay. I think we're safe. Okay. We got a little crooked there. Let's see what we can do. I think that's better. Guys. Yeah, that'll do for the end of the podcast. What do you got for me, Pokebono? Bono, Boxno? You gotta give me the pronunciation. But you're 48 packs into Phantasmal, haven't even pulled that Gengar EX yet. That's brutal. It's funny too because it's a smaller set, so I feel like the pulls should come through. Let's do that real quick. Let's do a Phantasmal Flames breakdown. I can make a full recorded video of this for you guys as we go through the set list, because I know I've liked to do that in the past, but let's look through the whole card gallery of the secret rares and talk through stuff. Pokebox. No. Got it. Pokebox, no. Why is Moltres getting all the love here? Destined Rivals and everything. It gets a SIR. I want Zapdos to get more love. If Zapdos gets like a spotlight in a set here, yeah, what are we doing with Rotom? Why is this guy getting so much love lately? He's been in so many sets. So this is the one we just pulled, the Mega Gengar. I want to learn how to play the TCG too, chat. I've downloaded it and set up an account and everything online, but it's so much to learn. There's so much of a skill gap, but I kind of want to learn. Let me know if you tune into live streams of me learning how to play the TCG, and maybe we can start doing those. All right, let's go through secret rares really quick and just talk about what we like from Phantasmal and what we hope we can pull, and then we're going to get out of here so we can try and keep the podcast to like an hour. Ludicolo, Flygon, Zacian. Okay, I love the Snow and Ice guys here. Oh my gosh, look at me. Terrible content creator. Snow and Ice guys, the Dugong and the Piplup are sick. The Northern Lights Dugong illustration rare. This and the Toxtricity are my 1 and 2 chase cards after the Charizard SIR. So that's something that we want. Like, this guy just looks like a little teenager in an arcade, up to no good, with the graffiti and the Pokemon on the wall. Purple art, like, it draws my eye. I love this card. Toxtricity and Dugong are my 1 and 2 chases out of the IR slot after we get the Mega Charizard EX SIR. Pokebox No says, how do we have 3 Gardevoir SIR in 2.5 years, but not a single... Dude, the Snorlax that we got is the promo from 151. Like, that is what we got, is the Snorlax from 151, and that is it. But I don't disagree with you. Snorlax would go crazy. If they do that for 30th year anniversary, that would be nuts. People love Snorlax. The Meowth is pretty sick, too, in the illustration rare slot. And then after that, dang, dude, this set is super small. Then we only get, what, four Pokemon SIR, the trainer, and then the gold card. This set is tiny, dude. So I pulled the punk helmet the other day, and we put it on Team Rocket's Houndoom, said that he was being a punk. Yeah, come on. The Mega Charizard SIR, this is the grail. For a kid who grew up in the 90s playing the Pokemon games, collecting Pokemon, this is the #1 card out of the set. So we want to pull that. I don't even really care for the long neck gold Charizard. Like, it's fine. It's cool because it's a gold, and it's like the quote-unquote highest rarity of the set. But yeah, Mega Charizard SIR, #1. I would take the gold card, #2, and then we go back down to the illustration rares, and I would want to see the Toxtricity into the Dugong, then the Piplup, and then we'd follow that up with the Meowth, and then some of the EXs are pretty sweet too. That's my kind of setup for Phantasmal Flames of what I want. Meowth was your second chase after the Zard? Dude, and you're 48 packs into it and you haven't pulled anything yet? Or did you just say you're 48 packs in and you haven't pulled the Mega Gengar and that's one that you wanted? That would be diabolical if you were 48 packs in and you haven't pulled like any illustration rares. That'd be nuts. I think that's going to be everything there, guys, for this episode of the Legendary Birds podcast. Should be able to get the Meowth and the Wooper for $25 and then just rip for the Inferno X. Yeah, I don't disagree. So we get through everything. Ascended Heroes is kind of the biggest storyline of the Pokemon community. Again, I'm going to try and do these podcasts every Tuesday. Now my schedule has changed. Probably in the earlier afternoon, maybe around 12, but we did this one, what, like 3 o'clock? Let me know what time works best for you guys to tune in live to these things. But other than that, this has been episode 5 of the Legendary Birds podcast. I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Make sure you like the video, follow, subscribe, share, find me on all other social media platforms. PokeZHack on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, wherever you may find me. But I appreciate you as always. You are all Legendary Bird status. Thank you for tuning into oh, no, we botched it. You guys are all Legendary Bird status. Thank you for tuning in to episode 5 of the Legendary Birds podcast. We'll cheers you out with the coffee in the Denver Broncos mug, and we'll see you next time. Peace.